Others have pointed to economic decline, but the empire had survived economic crises before. Military historians have emphasized the barbarization of the army, and there is truth to this analysis. Environmental historians have pointed to climate change, plague, and agricultural decline as underlying causes of imperial collapse. The late antique Little Ice Age may have made Northern Europe less hospitable, driving Germanic tribes south in search of better farmland. The recurring plagues of the 3rd through 6th centuries certainly weakened the empire's population and economy. Deforestation and soil exhaustion may have reduced agricultural productivity throughout the Mediterranean. Economic historians have traced the decline to monetary inflation, excessive taxation, and the breakdown of trade networks. The empire's financial system was always precarious, dependent on constant expansion to provide the resources needed to pay the army and administration. When expansion stopped, the system became unsustainable. Heavy taxation drove productive citizens into poverty or flight, while inflation destroyed the value of money and savings. Social historians have emphasized the growing gap between rich and poor, the decline of the middle class, and the ruralization of society. The empire that had been built by citizen farmers and urban merchants was inherited by a hereditary aristocracy that scorned both farming and commerce. The result was a society increasingly divided between a small elite and a vast population of peasants, with little of the social mobility that had energized earlier Roman society. Cultural historians have pointed to the loss of Roman identity and the fragmentation of imperial culture. The empire that had successfully assimilated Gauls, Spaniards, and Africans failed to assimilate Germans, Huns, and other later arrivals. The result was not a unified Roman culture, but a collection of distinct ethnic and regional cultures that happened to share some common institutions. Religious historians have traced the transformation of Roman paganism into Christianity and the impact this had on imperial ideology and culture. The empire that had been built by men who believed in Roman destiny and Roman gods was inherited by men who believed in Christian salvation and Christian virtue. This was not necessarily a weakness, since Christian emperors could be as effective as pagan ones. But it did represent a fundamental change in the empire's character and purposes.